So if someone wants to start a property portfolio, my recommendation is always to start from their own backyard. When I say backyard, I don't mean build something in your garden. I mean, look around your own area, because your area is what you know best. And when it comes to property, just one turn of a road can mean a property is 30% cheaper, because that road is classified as not a great area or for whatever reason. So it's very important in property to understand the localities you're dealing with. So my first recommendation to anybody looking to start in property is look at your own doorstep. What is around you? What are the opportunities? So I'm assuming this property you're going to buy is on a buy-to-let mortgage, or you're going to get some finance for the property. So first look at how much finance you're going to get and how much of a deposit you have and what property that will allow you to buy. So let's assume you've got £25,000 and you will get a mortgage of 75% and you want to buy a property worth 100 grand. You can't do it. Why can't you do it? Because you've got costs to pay. You've got legal fees, that's going to cost you a couple of grand, probably including all your searches. You've got stamp duty to pay on the acquisition of the property. So depending on what kind of property it is, if it's 100 grand property, probably 5-6 grand are going to go in other costs which are non-associated. So if you've got a 25 grand deposit, take away 5-6 grand straight away and assume you only got a 19 grand deposit, because the rest of it is going to go into your acquisition costs or your buying cost per se. The next thing I would look at once you've identified the property, you've assessed all your costs, is I would do a calculation on what the rental income is and what that rental income looks like against the property price and how much your mortgage is going to be, because you definitely want to have a property that is cash flow positive. What that means is that your monthly rental is more than your monthly mortgage amount, so you get some money in your pocket. That money you get in your pocket, again, that's not all for you. You're going to have rental management fees to pay. You're going to want to put some money aside for tax at the end of the year, because you're earning profit, you're going to be paying tax on that. You want to put some money aside for future repairs of the property. You want to put some money aside for void periods. So for example, somebody moves into your property, they stay a year, they leave, your property is empty for a month while you find a new tenant, you need to pay the mortgage in that time, so put that money aside. I've actually done a whole vlog all about this on how to assess a rental investment. Go check that out for that part of it. I'll be assessing the property using the rental investment calculator that I've got on my YouTube channel. I'll be looking at the dynamics of the property from that angle, making sure it's a good investment opportunity. Then once I've assessed the rental, what I'd also try and look for is, I want to look for a property that is undervalued. So what I'm going to do is look at the history of that street and see what properties have been selling for. So if I'm buying a 3-bed terraced house or a 3-bed semi-detached house on a street, I want to look at similar properties on that street, what they've been trading for in the last 1 year. Ideally, what I want to do is buy something that's discounted. It could be for various reasons. Somebody's moving houses, they've got their next property lined up already, they really want to buy this property of theirs, but they're stuck because they need to sell this one first. You get in quickly, put your money down, take on a deal. It could be somebody's got other financial difficulties, could be they're moving abroad, or for whatever reason, you can find a deal because somebody's got those sort of circumstances. Deals are always around, you've got to be looking out for them. Don't rush. When you've got the capital, sit on your capital for as long as you need to, look for the right deal. Make sure you've got a good deal. Don't buy the first thing you see, go around, have a look, assess the market, try and find yourself a good deal. Don't be trigger shy, don't sit there for years on your money, but spend a few months, spend 3 months, 6 months researching and get yourself a good deal. So when it comes to negotiation, the key thing is that everybody wants to sell. Never turn up somewhere. If you're looking at a property or you're looking to buy anything, don't ever feel that you have to really compliment this person or that they've got something that's high in demand. No. Be negative with them. Pull up everything that's wrong with that property and tell them to their face. Don't be shy about it. You've got to put them down to soften them up a little bit. Get them on the back foot. So when you walk into a property, point out all the negative things you see and feel. When you're driving up to the property, you didn't like the road it was on. When you parked up outside, you didn't like the look of the front door. You didn't like the look of the next door house. When you walked inside, the paintwork was chipping off. The banister was broken. Whatever it is, it had old curtains. All the negatives, point them out to the seller. Whether it's the agent or the seller, point them out to them. If it's the agent, he will convene your thoughts on to the seller. Ultimately, the seller needs to understand that you're not overly keen on his property. So first thing that will happen is your feedback goes, whether it's direct to the seller or through the agent to the seller, your feedback goes negative. So his hopes here that all of a sudden he's got this buyer go down all the way and they come down here. Now what you do is wait a couple of days. After a couple of days where it's soaked in, he thinks you're really negative on the property, and he's sat there thinking, oh man, people are coming and seeing the property, they're saying bad things about the property, that guy came and saw it the other day, he's not even putting an offer, and his mindset's going negative. It's going, shit man, you know, I could be stuck in this. And at the end of the day, it's on the market because he wants to sell it. After that, put a cheeky offer in. It's on for 100 grand, put in an 80 grand offer, and with the offer say, £80,000, I'll exchange and complete immediately, I've got the cash ready, money's ready to go. Put the pressure on the guy. So basically, in essence, what you're saying to him is, my offer's 20% below, but here you go, there's all the money. Now you got to say no to it, there's the money for you ready, you've got to say no to it. It's hard to turn away money, right? Put them on the spot. It won't work every time, but believe me, you do it 10 times, it could work once or twice. So don't be shy when you're negotiating. Don't be shy in putting someone down by telling them the reality. And don't be shy of giving someone an offer, because at the end of the day, we're talking about tens of thousands of pounds at least, if not hundreds of thousands of pounds, if not millions of pounds. It's a lot of money. And when you put an offer on the table, even if it's lower than what they're expecting, it's still a hell of a lot of money. Someone's got to think quite a few times before they turn that down.